Okay, well, you converted from degrees into radians. Let's go backwards. Let's go from radians to degrees. Again, I'm going to use dimensional analysis because it just makes sense to me, right? 4.25 rads. Look, you got 4.25 rads. What goes on the bottom then when you're converting? Rads goes on the bottom so they can cancel. What goes on the top? Degrees goes on the top. All right, so how many degrees and how many radians? Right, which is the conversion. 180 degrees is pi radians. Oh, then this becomes easy. All you have to do is multiply the 4.25 times 180 divided by pi. And it says to the nearest tenth, go nuts. Calculator, here it is. Okay, so we're going to take our 4.25. We're going to multiply it by our 180 degrees. There it is. And I'm going to divide that by pi. Well, watch, easy peasy, 243.5. So in other words, this works out to be 243.5 degrees. Why? Radians and radians cancel. All you had to do is multiply it straight across, divide by pi. Wow, that conversion is just incredible, isn't it? Okay, well, how do we do the one that's negative then? Well, again, think about it. We're dealing with radians. So think about it. Radians means, okay, all the way around is 2 pi. Now, if you want to look at this in terms of a decimal, think about it. 2 times 3.14, if you think about it, is about 6.28, and it keeps on going, right? Okay, so how do we go negative 1.3 radians? Negative 1.3 radians is out this way. Right? It's going to be somewhere around there. I'm not sure. I think it's about there. That sounds about right. Okay? But I'm not sure. Okay, so think about it. What's left? What's left is subtracted from the 6.28. So there's the 6.28. I'm going to subtract out the 1.30. Okay? So, okay, subtracting that, that's going to be 8. Oh my goodness, this is tough. Oh my goodness. This is going to leave you with 4.98 radians. Oh, that's not that tough, is it? Not really. Think about it now. You got 4.98 radians. You want to get rid of the radians. Radians goes on the bottom. Degrees goes on the top. Okay? All right. How many degrees? 180 degrees. How many radians? Pi. There it is. Multiply 4.98 times your 180 degrees, 4.98 times your 180 degrees, boom, divide that by pi, whoops, divide that by second pi, you end up with 285 degrees. Oh, that's not that tough. That's not that tough, 285.3 degrees. Put it down, 285.3 degrees, done. Okay, let's do the rest of it. Let me clean this up first. Okay, pi over 4 time. Think about this. This is pi over 4. Obviously, the pi tells you you're in radians. All right? Get rid of the radians. All right, I'm going to get rid of the radians by putting the radians on the bottom. I'm going to put my degrees on top. There it is. Okay? Remember, the conversion, 180 degrees, pi radians. Look how nice this is with pi. This works out so pretty, doesn't it? Watch this. Pi's and pi's cancel. Well, that's fun. Leaving you 180 over 4 degrees. Well, wait a second. 180 divided by 4 works out to be 45. Oh my gotcha. You mean that pi over 4 is 45 degrees? Yes. Yes, it is. Watch this guy. This is now negative 7 pi over 3. This is where you got to be a little smart. So you got to be a little smart when you're thinking about this, right? Thinking about what negative 7 pi over 3 is. Isn't negative 7 pi over 3 the same as saying negative 2 1/3 pi? Yeah. Same idea, right? Okay, so think about this. When you're on your unit circle then, what are you doing? I'm going from pi, but I'm going backwards. Well, wait a second. That's pi. Going a little bit more, that's got ready. There's my negative 2 pi. How much have I got left? I got 1/3 pi left. I got to go right to about here. There we go. There is negative 1/3 pi. Oh, well, that's kind of interesting. So in other words, I've gone all the way around once, right? Now I'm back to here. Well, yeah, that's how a spinner on a circle works, doesn't it? If you spin a spinner on a circle, doesn't it go around and around and around and around and around? You don't spin it and then suddenly end up in New York. That's kind of silly. No, it stays on the same axis and just goes round and round and round. Oh, okay. So where am I at then? How do I figure this guy out? Well, I'm still at a negative 1/3 pi. This is a part I don't like. All right, so from here to here is negative 1/3 pi. Then my question then is how do you go from here all the way to a pi value, to a positive pi value? Well, simple. Remember what 2 pi is, right? 2 pi is a distance all the way around. So take this 2 pi now, subtract the negative 1/3 pi, and you've got your answer. A positive value going all the way around, right? So it's like saying going all the way around here, but knock off that negative 1/3 pi and just kind of come back to this part right there. Okay, so enough is enough. Okay, 2 pi minus 1/3 pi can be just simply written in terms of a fraction. It's 2 over 1. If you think about that, that's 6 pi, right, over 3. Minus 1 pi over 3 works out to be 5 pi over 3. Oh my goodness, rocket science, that's what that one is, isn't it? Okay, so now if you know that that's that, then let's go with it. Let's multiply it out. Okay, change this to degrees. Radians on the bottom. Degrees on the top. Here we go. Ready? 180 degrees, pi radians. Look what cancels out every single time if it's written as pi's. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we like leaving the pi's in there. We don't like putting this as a decimal. And plus, pi as a decimal means it's a rounded answer. Okay, 3 goes into 180. Oh, that's easy. I know that that goes in 60 times, right? Okay, my radians cancels out because after all, this is radians, right? Okay, so I got 60 degrees. What's 5 times 6? 5 times 6 is 30. With that extra 0, you got 300 degrees. 300 degrees. That's how you do it. All right?